No matter where I'm watching, I find myself constantly doing this one thing.
I think it'll always be alright.
What?
I think it'll always be alright.
I can't front. I can't front. All right, so in this video, I'm going to react to something from VOX, sent by Kerry. This is why we all need subtitles now. You know, this is on my Discord channel. In case you didn't know, you can check out my Discord information and link in my bio on my IG. My IG is I am Mr. Brothers. That's @ IAMMRBROTHERS. I am Mr. Brothers. Click on my bio. You can get all the links, Discord, and everything else. Good and jazzy, you know what I'm saying? All right, so in this video, we're gonna go through why we all need subtitles, okay? Let's do it.
I watch a lot of movies and TV. On the train, at home, in the movies, while working out, doing dishes, in the bath. But no matter where I'm watching, I find myself constantly doing this one thing.
I think it'll always be alright.
What?
I think it'll always be alright.
I can't front. I can't front. I know the feeling. I can't front. What the?
I think it'll always be alright. I think it'll always be alright.
That's facts. Sometimes you be like, what? Like I feel like that when I watched the prequel to Game of Thrones. What is it? House of the Dragon. I think that's what they call it. A lot of times they be saying stuff and I don't know what the hell they talking about. And I do press the closed caption button for real. You know what I mean?
It turns out this isn't unusual. We polled our YouTube audience and about 57% of people said that they feel like they can't understand the dialogue in the things that they watch unless they're using subtitles. But it feels like this hasn't always been the case.
And that's for real, because my son, he does the same thing. My youngest son. My older sons might do it too. I don't know. We never talked about it. But I know for sure my youngest son definitely keeps subtitles on. Especially while we watching movies together in the living room. And I'm like, bro, why we gotta keep this? He said, nah, I like it. You know, I get it.
So to figure out what was going on, I made a call.
Hi, my name is Austin Olivia Kendrick. I'm a professional dialogue
Kendrick Lamar
editor.
That was a cheesy dad joke.
Perform audio surgery on actors' words. It's very layered and very complex.
And after talking to Austin for almost 2 hours,
Two hours?
A very layered and complex topic.
Bruh.
But everything kept pointing back to one main thing. Technology that got us from this
I'll get you,
You should be kissed and off.
No, Richard, no, what has happened to your love?
to this.
I just woke up on slim waisted.
Let's start with microphones. I'm going to use this clip from Singin' in the Rain to show how mics used to work.
Here's the mic. You talk towards it. The sound goes through the cable to the box. A man records it on a big record in wax.
This scene illustrates some of the difficulties and intricacies of early sound recording. Mics were big, bulky, temperamental, and required creative solutions to be hidden. They were wired and recorded onto hard memory, like wax and eventually tape. No matter how many actors were in a scene, all sound got recorded to one track. So performers had to be diligently focused and facing a certain angle so that their words could be picked up. Otherwise, you couldn't hear a thing.
But technology's improved to the point where microphones don't impede performance as much anymore. They've become better, smaller, wireless, and we use more of them to ensure that performances get captured.
What we typically are working with from production dialogue is 2 boom microphones, and then every actor has at least 1 lavalier microphone hidden somewhere on them.
These shrinking mics have given actors the flexibility to be more naturalistic in their performances.
Personal favorite example of this performance shift is Alec Baldwin on 30 Rock. In a 2011 speech/roast, Tina Fey says that he speaks so quietly that she can't hear him when she's standing next to him. And then you play the film back and it's there somehow.
Just listen to this whisper off between him and Will Arnett.
I'm not afraid of you. Yeah. Well, you should be. Let's just see how it all shakes out in the meeting.
Naturalism isn't always the best for intelligibility, though. Take Tom Hardy, an actor that I personally love, but who famously is a mumbler.
Your ass is still be floating around in Missouri right now.
The mic picked that line up fine. Like, we can definitely hear that he's talking. He's saying something. But once that mumble gets recorded, it's onto a dialogue editor's shoulder to make it as intelligible as possible.
And that was a lot harder when everything was analog. If some piece of dialogue was
truly impossible to understand, then actors will come in and re-record those specific lines in a process called ADR, or automated dialogue replacement.
So I had to go in and I had to find an alternate take of it that fit, and then I had to fit it to the movement of her mouth in that moment, and then push it in.
And once
Thank God for Pro Tools.
she's done with it, it's sent off to a mixer who works to make sure the frequencies of the sound effects and music don't overlap with the frequencies of the human voice.
A lot that goes into sound engineering, folks. Even this video.
Something that's only possible now that the world has moved away from tape and into digital recordings.
That is a big challenge, carving out those frequencies, that space amongst every other element of the mix for the dialogue to be able to punch through and not be all muddied up by any other sounds that exist in that band of frequencies.
But even with all that work, lines of dialogue can still be hard to understand.
The kind of feeling has been, if you want your movie to feel quote unquote cinematic, you have to have wall-to-wall bombastic loud sound. If only it was that simple. Because a big thing that we want to preserve is a concept called dynamic range. The range between your quietest sound and your loudest sound. If you have your dialogue that's going to be at the same volume as an explosion that immediately follows it, the explosion is not going to feel as big. You need that contrast in volume in order to give your ear a sense of scale.
So after the movie is mixed for the 128 Atmos tracks, somebody has to create a separate version of the film's audio where all those same sounds live on 1 or 2 or 5 tracks.
Now we got spatial audio on Apple Music. Like, I've been hearing about that. Oh, re-recorded in spatial audio. If that wasn't enough.
This is called downmixing.
Downmixing is the process of taking that biggest mix and folding it down into formats with lesser channels available to it. So say Atmos down to 7.1, or 7.1 down to 5.1, or 5.1 down to stereo, stereo down to mono.
Unlike old TVs that were gigantic and had a ton of space for speakers, TVs today are super thin. Like this one that I have in my living room is about the same thickness as my iPhone. So even though it's outputting the same mono or stereo sound that an older TV might, it's still going to sound worse because you have to have tiny little speakers to fit into this tiny, sleek form
factor. It's no wonder we have trouble hearing what's going on.
Like this intelligence mode. You can put on active voice amplification in hopes of making that
you can actually hear it mode
a little bit clearer. But of course, that's more band-aid than it is solution. The way movies get mixed likely isn't going to revert back to super pristine dialogue. So the solutions we have are: 1, buy better speakers and only go to theaters that have impeccable sound. 2, take a chill pill and try to just worry a little bit less about picking up every single word.
Relax, son, relax.
Or 3, just...
That's what I do. I don't be trying to figure out everything. I get the vibe.
Just keep the subtitles on.
Subtitles work. Subtitles will work. Nah, real talk. Subtitles will work. So, in all essence, you're not crazy, and there's nothing wrong with you if you don't understand what the hell they saying. Yeah, man. Thank you. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe. I'm reacting to videos sent in. And every Thursday night on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble, I give feedback to tracks live from 9 p.m. to 11 Eastern, 6 to 8 Pacific. You send the tracks in, I get reaction. Right now, these are my reaction videos. What's sent in on the Discord. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and all that good stuff.